Have you guys ever applied to a bunch of jobs and you've heard nothing, you've been ghosted, got some rejection letters, a boilerplate rejection letter, not even an interview? You've applied to a bunch of jobs and haven't had one interview, right? And you try to talk to someone about it and they're saying like, oh, there's plenty of jobs out there, there is plenty of opportunities out there, like you just gotta go grab them and all that stuff, right? Might have been true maybe 20 years ago, or sometimes like you might say, people might say like, oh, you're just being negative, whatever. See, these might be like people who already have jobs, who've been there for a while, maybe people who've retired, or people who haven't even, who might be in college and haven't even started their job search yet, right? Well, guys, this is very common. If you guys feel that way, if you guys had these experiences, you're definitely not alone. I've definitely had them too. So today we're going to be taking a look at this video where this lady was in college and she just thought everyone around her was being cynical about the job market, which once she started applying for these jobs, she realized that everyone being cynical about the job market couldn't have been further from the truth. Right? I mean, if people are talking about this, they sound negative about it because the news is not exactly positive news per se. But anyways, take a look at this reflection clip this lady made.
Everyone's always like, the job market sucks. And I was like, maybe people just have a negative outlook on life. And I always tend to have a positive outlook on life. So I was like, there's no way the job market sucks that badly. I moved to DC a week after I graduated from college. And I was so excited to do all the things. I was ready to follow my dreams, do the things. And then I had an internship. I had an internship lined up. Internship was great. And I was like, I have this month of this internship. I will be networking, sending out my resumes, doing all the things. It has now been almost 2 months since the internship ended. And I still don't have a job, because why does every single one of these job postings is like, I'll filter it out for entry-level positions, and they're like, entry-level positions, 3 to 5 years Hill experience. And then they still want to pay me the same as like an entry-level wage. And I'm like, this is so confusing. Also, the amount of 3 to 5 year experience positions that are open right now, but then even when I'm like, you know what, balls to the walls, I'll apply for it. I apply for it, don't get it. I actually did apply for one of them. I got to the interview rounds. I got to the final interview and was one of the last. I was the second choice, but they went with somebody who had more experience.
So, yeah, I mean, when I was in college, of course, I thought that it would be tough to find these jobs and everything, apply to jobs, but I didn't think it would be that tough where you'd only have like maybe a 1% chance of even getting the interview after all those jobs you applied to. I mean, some people, after they graduate college, they might be excited. They're going on to get their first job. They're going to be building their own life. They're going to be moving out of the house, renting somewhere, possibly even saving up to buy their own house. But now the reality is like changed. You try applying for these jobs, it's almost like working in and of itself. Just accept you don't get paid. You guys, like, you polished your resume, you've tailored your cover letter, tailored your resume. Some of these jobs even have all these games, have a bunch of hoops that they want you to jump through, have a bunch of questions like, why do you want the job, XYZ, this, that. Why do I want the job? To make money. Yeah, guys, and you guys probably applied to lots of these jobs, 20, 30, even 100 jobs, felt some burnout, took an emotional toll. And then you kind of saw that it makes more sense that you'd be earning more working at the minimum wage than applying for these jobs in general, right? And it's not just you, like thousands of people are doing everything that they've been told to do, follow all the instructions that were given to them. And at the end of the day, they're being told something like, oh, you guys aren't trying hard enough, something like that. Like, what else can we do, man? And also, guys, if you have jobs and you hear someone talking about how tough these markets are, like how hard it is for them to find a job after they've been doing everything, try to show some empathy instead of just saying something like, try harder, do better. Like as if we've never heard that kind of advice before. Like, you might be full of energy when you first start applying to these jobs, but soon you feel burnt out. Oh yeah, don't even get me started on the process of being ghosted, man. Like, you spend 90 minutes creating that application, you're telling your cover letter, resume, and you hear absolutely nothing, or you get a board template rejection, like, oh, we're moving all other candidates, moving forward to other candidates, etc. It's draining, drains motivation faster than anything. And also, some of you guys might have had internships during college, but even those internships, unless you had connections, they were very tough to find because like you applied to like maybe 20, 30, and you get one interview. I remember applying to those internships. They were very tough, and like I've had three internships. One year I couldn't get any internships the because of the pandemic. So I couldn't get any internships then, but I had three, and those didn't happen to be enough. Things that some people they've been lucky enough to convert their internship into a full time job. It would be more like you'd have to be a senior at that time, graduating. You ask the company like, "Hey, do you guys have any full time positions available?" And they're like, "Actually, yes, we do. And I see you're graduating, so why don't you come join us?" Right? But you can't do it as a sophomore, junior, because then if you drop out of college, they'll be like, well, you don't have a degree, so how can you work with us? Even though that shouldn't be a determining factor in anything, but it is unfortunately. And even if you're a senior, you had that internship, and then they say they don't have anything available for full time at the time that you're there, like at the time you're a senior, then you'll have to start looking for jobs all over again. So you see, it's all about right time, right place. So you'd have to be graduating as a senior at the right time, at the time that you're looking for an internship. Like my sophomore internship, I've had people like that I went to my sophomore internship with. Some people there were seniors, and they were able to convert that to a full time job because the timing just worked out for them. But meanwhile, I wasn't able to go back there as a junior because I guess the company redirected, they shifted priorities, or whatever that means. And sometimes even people who get a job offer, it's not exactly where they graduated for college from. It might be something like administrative assistant, like you graduate with a computer science degree and then you get some job as an administrative assistant. But even that job, you've had to apply to hundreds of jobs just to get one for because you couldn't get the job that you originally went to college for, right? I mean, that doesn't sound too fun either. And you'd hope that you're there, you try to convert that position or you try to transfer into a tech field or into a field of your degree. But that's very hard, almost like trying to become a CEO of a company because the managers there, they're different. Like different groups have different managers. The clerical group has a different manager, the tech group has a different manager, and somehow unless you're able to make connections with people in the tech group or the tech manager, somehow then it'll be very tough to even transfer and move up within the organization from that level. Or if you're as a janitor, can you imagine how tough that would be? You're trying to move up to a tech job, but then first impression, you are a janitor, right? I mean, nothing wrong with being a janitor, but I'm just saying how they see it. Like you're a janitor, like, and then it'll be hard for them to view you as a tech person, even after that, right? So you get that job offer in not even your first choice field of study, and it might not even pay what you want anyways, right? So I mean, in all this case, it makes more sense you go to something maybe like on-call shifts, something you search on Indeed, hiring immediately. At least you'll get a response like in a more timely manner if you search hiring immediately and you apply to those instead of like because those guys they really need people. You go in catering, on-call shifts, you'd make more that way. Even if you don't get as many hours, you get maybe 5 6 hours in a week. That's still you're still netting above the amount of money you were making applying to the jobs that you graduated in for the field you graduated in, right? And to have infinite positivity about this situation, it takes a lot of skills, right? Because if you've been trying for a couple of years and you've been getting the same results, and then you're having a tough time even figuring out why that is, then how do you even feel positive about the situation overall, right? I mean, I'm in this, if you're in this situation, well, I'm in the same situation, along with thousands and maybe even millions of other students who've graduated from college. So, guys, don't feel alone and don't let anyone make you feel like you're not doing enough, XYZ, or like you're just being cynical, right? Because the truth is, in this day and age, they would never truly know until they try it. So, guys, if you like my video, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe with bell notifications, and share. Also, guys, let me know what you want me to cover in the future as well.